Happy, look, I made a friend. He's a good boy too. He's a good boy too. Guys, I haven't been able to pet a dog since my dog passed away. Oh, my sister's dog, Hugo Boogle. But this is so nice. I'm just gonna sit here for a little while. Just hang out with his dog, right? We're friends now. When I came in, he was so sad. He was just kind of looking at the ground, and now he's a happy boy. Now he's a happy boy, right? Right? Yeah, he's a good boy. Guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh, look at the face. Look at the face. He's a good boy. Guys, I'm so happy. I'm so over the moon happy. Being able to pet a dog again. I miss my dog so much. Actually, you know what? I have my dog with me right here. When he, oh, you want to play? Can I have your paw? Oh. When my dog passed away, we had him cremated, and I have a little bit of him right here with me. So, I miss my dog a lot. Any dog lover out there knows how important their dog is to them, you know. Schroeder, my dog, was my absolute, he was my best friend. He was a true example of, you know how they say that your dog's emotions are like your own? Like if you're really happy, they'll be really happy, like they can sense it. My dog Schroeder sensed it so much. Whenever I was having a rough time, my dog hated cuddling. He hated it. If you cuddled with him when you weren't really sad, he would get, oh, he's a happy boy. If you weren't really sad and you tried to cuddle with my dog, he would get up and then he would look at you with his face and then he would turn around and walk away, you know? He hated being cuddled. But if I was having a really bad day, for example, when my mom passed away, he would come and he would burrow himself into you, you know? My dog, he was such a good boy. He lived until he was 14 years old, and he was an English Springer Spaniel, but I loved him to death. Actually, when he passed away, it was easily the saddest day of my life, because when my mom passed away, I've said it on the channel, I was drunk. The last time I ever saw my mom, I was so drunk that I could barely stand. Oh, he's a happy boy. He's a happy boy. You want a paw? Can I have your paw? Can I have your paw? Yeah, oh, hi. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, buddy. Yeah, when my mom passed away, I was very drunk. And the last time I saw her, I was so drunk I could barely stand up. And it took me a while to get over my mom dying, but the thing is, I never cried about it. And then when my Oma passed away, my Oma, she had fallen right before Christmas, and she was in the hospital, and I was sober then. I was sober for this, but I remember I got a call from my sister, and she just said, Kyle, Oma's gone, you know? And I took a deep breath, and I said, okay, you know? She was a great woman, and she was 96 years old. You know, she lived a great life, and not only that, but she saved my life. And I truly believe that God kept her on this earth long enough to see me get sober, because she died 6 months after I went to rehab, and she sent me to rehab. I was there for 2 months. I got out of rehab, and then she got to see me be sober. She got to see me face those challenges, and she got to see me work through them. And there's a certain point when you do get sober that you feel like you're in control. You know, the first little bit of it is very scary, you know, because every day is a battle where you're desperately trying not to use your drug of choice. Because you have to form new habits, you know? Luckily, I was in rehab long enough to form habits, because I was in rehab for like 2 months. So I was able to form those habits. But you get to a point in your sobriety where you're like, you know what? I'm in control now. Like, it's not that you don't have cravings or anything. I mean, I still have cravings, and I'm almost 2 years sober. I just now had a craving, and I was like, you know what? This hotel room seems like the kind of hotel room where you just do drugs in. You know, you just drink or you just do drugs in, you know? And I had a craving for it for the first time since I've been in Japan. But I'm better than that, and I know I can get through it. But what I'm trying to say is there comes a point in your sobriety where you feel like you're in control. And I got to call my Oma and tell her, Oma, I feel like I'm in control. I don't want to drink anymore, and not only that, I have like the control over it. It no longer controls my life. And I'm telling you guys, a month later, my Oma passed away. A month later. So, my mom, unfortunately, had to see me get sober in heaven. My mom never got to see me sober. Actually, as a matter of fact, my mom really never got to see me healthy, because during my entire, hi buddy, I'm still here. During my entire cancer journey, you know, it started when I was 17 years old, and it lasted until I was 20, 21, 22. And my mom was there every step of the way. You know, my mom was the person who took me to the hospital. I had to go to the hospital twice a week for like 2.5 years to get checked like twice a week because it was so bad. Hi buddy. And my mom did that with me. But the thing that I'm trying to say is, right after I got cured of cancer, after I had my surgeries, I became an alcoholic almost instantly. And so that means that my mom really only got to see me healthy up until I was like 16 years old. So I have very much faith that my mom's in heaven watching me, and I know she's proud of me. So, but I think that it's so weird that my Oma passed away literally a month after I told her that I was in control. I really, really feel that God, and sorry to talk about God and stuff, I know a lot of people aren't into that kind of stuff, but it's important to me, and I would never push it on anyone though, so don't worry about that. But I truly believe that God kept my Oma alive to see me get sober, because my mom couldn't. So it brings me a lot of hope. But what I was trying to say about my dog is, it was the saddest day of my life, because when my Oma died, I just kind of accepted it. I just kind of took a deep breath and accepted it. I didn't cry. I didn't cry at her funeral, because I felt like my Oma wouldn't want me to cry, you know? And I do what my Oma says. And I don't feel like she'd want me to cry. She would say, Kyle, why are you crying? You're being so stupid. Everything I did was so stupid to her, but in such a loving way. You've never heard anybody in your life tell you how stupid you are and make you feel so loved at the same time. But yeah, when my dog died, my dad called me, and he said, you better come and see Schroeder, because he's on his last breaths. You know, he was getting sick. You know what? I'll post a video at the end of this of my Schroeder boy. It's in portrait mode, but I'll put Schroeder in this video. He's been on the channel, but in my earlier videos, he's been on my channel. But you could tell by the way he was barking, he was very much at the end of his life. And my dad called me and he said, hey Kai, you better come over to the house, because Schroeder's like breathing heavy and he's probably gonna pass away. And I don't drive, right? I don't drive because of choice. Because I know how to drive. I have a license, but I don't drive because of choice. And so my sister drove over, and I got to be with him. And I held him just like this. I held him with my hand right here. I think I even put my hand in his mouth. Yeah, that is what I did. I put 2 fingers in his mouth because his gums were so cold. And I sat there and I cried like I've never cried before. I don't think, other than if my sister passed away, and no offense to my dad or no offense to any of my other loved ones, but I don't think I'll ever in my life cry as hard as I did then, because the death of my mom hit me, the death of my Oma hit me, and the death of my dog hit me all at the same time. It was fucking horrible. I was screaming. My dad was in the background kind of saying like, Kyle, stop screaming. And my sister was there, Gordon, shut the fuck up. You know, I had a moment. But getting back to this dog here, that's why it's so special for me to hang out with this dog. Sorry for the long rant. Either way, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys soon. Oh, he's a happy boy. This dog is absolutely filthy though. I have a funny feeling this hotel is a hotel for homeless people. I'm almost certain, because it's $8 a night. I'm certain that homeless people just beg and then get like $8 and stay here. I've seen some of the clientele here and they all look very disheveled. So I'm pretty sure this is like a homeless dog. Look at my hands. So, buddy, I gotta go. I gotta go for a bit. Say hello to my fans. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go wash my hands and I gotta get a Wi-Fi router. Oh, he's happy. He doesn't want me to go. I'll be back, buddy. You know what? I'll get you a treat tonight. When I go out, I'll get you a treat. I'll bring you a treat. Oh, guys, my heart. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Hey, everyone.